How is your fundraiser going this year? If it's anything less than amazing, it's time to talk to Shawn Murphy at FanPledge. No product to sell, nothing to deliver, and guaranteed results. Raise at least 10% more than your current donation based fundraiser, or it's free. Fun, fast, proven. Call Shawn at 903-948-7348. FanPledge. The champions are already on board. Are you? Band Yap is proudly sponsored by Troubadour Consultants. When it comes to planning group travel for your fine arts program, look no further than Troubadour Consultants. Whether you're organizing a major out-of-state trip or need top-notch accommodations for the state marching contest, John Mize and his team are ready to create a custom travel experience that meets your band's unique needs. As a family-owned, band director-run company, Troubadour understands exactly what it takes to make your trip stress-free and seamless. Plus, when you book a trip with Troubadour, they will sponsor a $500 college scholarship for a student in your band. Directors who book will also receive a free Mollard baton as a special thank you. Visit troubadourconsultants.com today to start planning your next trip with the experts who truly get it.
There's lots of communication about what's going on in music education. And the one thing that is consistent is that music education is alive and well in Texas. And it may look different here than it does where you are, and it may look different, but at this end of the day, the whole goal is to make sure that kids have really great musical experiences. It was like a poetic kind of like, oh, I'm getting to fill the shoes of something he taught me when I was a kid, rolling up his dress slacks, on the grass field, and just making sure that if your ponytail doesn't fall off, then you're not touring the rear fast enough.
Hello and welcome back to Band Yap. My name is Alexa Sanchez.
And I'm Jose Sanchez.
And we have a friend of the podcast back and better than ever. We have Kim Shuttlesworth. Hi, Kim.
Hello. Thanks for having me back.
Yeah, it was great. Well,
you can come back anytime.
Yeah, it's been almost been a year?
Almost.
Almost, yeah.
Just about.
Oh my goodness. Well, can you give us an update on all things Kim?
Oh, well, my hair is a little lighter in terms of my physical appearance. I'm just kidding. Also, I think I'm losing my hair a little bit here too. It couldn't have been the marching season. No, I'm good. I'm in my 5th year of being at Capel, my 20th year of teaching. I just moved into a new building. I got a new facility, so that's been interesting. I've had a lot of this year. I would say that I learned that I could be a general contractor. I could be a project manager. I could be a dump truck deliverer because I did a lot of things like that. I was a band director at some point during the semester, but most of the time, I'm a really good doorman. I open the door a lot because none of the doors worked at the school for a very long time. So yeah, does that catch you up?
Yeah. So, okay. So like, how was the kids' reaction when you like finally got into the facility?
We took them on like a walkthrough, and we were very detailed because they still had the brown paper on the floor. Because by the way, we went in and we didn't have furniture, but they took our lockers. So like during marching season, we didn't have lockers. So just imagine all the mess, right? So we had to have some type of structure. So finally, when they said, okay, you can start moving some of your stuff in, we did out of a necessity of just, I'd not taught class indoors all semester almost, because we wouldn't fit in our old band hall because that was used as basically a storage. I mean, we could do like across the floors a little bit, and we could do sectionals, but like for a game day, no way. There was no moving. You couldn't walk around. Watching people trip over stuff. Like it was like America's Funniest Home Videos waiting to happen. So we did a lot of teaching outdoors. We did a lot of teaching in different parts of the building, in gyms, just trying to work until we could get into the building. And so when we finally got in the building, it was like the kids it was a whole different world because there's so much space. Like they built a space large enough for every kid in the band, So that was a lot of fun. We watched them trying to put a winter concert together while they're still putting the building together was interesting because you would teach and then like you'd hear a scissor lift. And then Winger was bringing in finishing up some stuff when we were rehearsing one day, and I was doing a march, and you could hear them like hacking on, it was like the music library. And then I turned the Met on, and then they started hacking with the Met. And I was like, well, I mean, we could make this work.
At least they were
At
considering.
least it was in time.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is interesting. The kids learned about adversity for sure, and pivoting, and we don't have that today, so let's go figure out this. But I mean, we made it work. They loved it. It's a beautiful space. I can't thank my administration enough. I can't thank the community enough for voting for it, and put a lot of energy into it and a lot of thought in what was going to be best for us. And so it's a world-class facility that expects world-class education, and so that's what we hope to bring every single day.
Well, is this the first time you've opened up a new facility?
No, I mean, I've opened up a new school.
Oh, that's right.
yeah.
That's
and
right.
I've opened band halls before. This is,
Okay. Man,
She's well-versed.
I know. She's like, I've just opened up a new school and just
Yeah.
17 band halls.
That'd be like my
every
third or
time-
fourth band hall to work on in some form or fashion.
That's like part of Kim's contract is that like
She's the general contractor.
like if I sign here, ooh, that's what we should like. Kim needs to have like a signing ceremony with hats out. Like it's like I'm gonna pick my college, but it's like Kim Shuttlesworth. I'm gonna pick my job.
I'm going
And,
to
like,
pick my contractor. I do that. I know a lot of contractors now. I have my own hard hat. They gave me my own hard hat just because, I kept showing up.
Did they start playing YMCA?
Nope. They didn't. But I got to know those guys, and it's an interesting thing. And I know you were talking about the stuff you're going through, that if that opportunity is given, that you get to build a space and you learn a lot about different parts of your job that will really help them figure out how to do their job better. And I think that's something that I learned a lot of, like working with the construction guys, is that they're just trying to do their best job and they have a system and process that they have to do. But then when you say, yeah, but that doesn't, like, for me, this is what I use the space for. And they go, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Okay, it doesn't really mess with the plan too much, but here we can do this instead. Like making a door large enough for a large timpani to come through.
Mm-hmm.
That's really important.
Yeah.
That every door that you have a rehearsal space in has the ability to fit large instruments through. And a lot of times they don't think about that because it's like, oh, this is just considered a classroom. So they think it's a classroom door.
Yeah,
but it's not.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if I ever told you this story, and I don't know if I've really talked about it on the pod, but when I took my first job over at Rosebud Lot, we didn't have a band trailer. We would have to gut the inside of a bus, and the bus would back up to like this, like it was like 2 stairs up into the school, but we would have to take apart the marimbas and like do that and then lift the marimbas up through the back of the bus.
Every single time. Yeah.
Every single
Crazy.
contest and every single football game. It's like that type of situation. Could you imagine like having to turn the timpani on its side and like pivot it through?
Yeah, that's how you break a head.
Yeah.
Every
I've
single
seen that
time.
happen before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, ooh.
The last time I was on here, did y'all know about had my trailer fallen over yet? Been blown off?
No, we wanted to ask you about that.
Yes. Guys, I have video of it, of the wind literally picking it up and like face planting it into the next one. And what is shocking about it is it didn't total it.
Whoa.
But it did. We had put all this money on the inside. It was the percussion trailer. So it had new shelving and all this kind of stuff. The roof like kind of like curled up on itself. So water got on the inside. And the doors were broken. But luckily insurance covered it. But yeah, that was an event. And we didn't know if we were going to have it ready in time. So I was thinking, like, how many box trucks does it take to move us? Well, we learned it's 10. 26 foot.
10 box trucks.
Like, okay,
yeah.
so were you in the vicinity when like that happened and you were able to get a recording, or you just happened, there was like camera?
No, there was a security camera. So what's funny is I got to work and I pulled up to the side of the building And my dear friend, who's the theater director, says, Kim, are you okay? And I was like, what are you talking about? He's like, girl, your trailer is turned upside down. And I kind of like look over to it. And all I do is just walk onto the back patio of the old band hall. I take a picture of it. I send it to the staff and I said, so this is how we're going to start today. And everyone was like, what? So then I go back onto the security cameras and I start tracking it, and it like starts to inch and inch, and then it physically picks up, moves, and falls over. That wind, it was straight line winds. It was crazy.
Probably. It's like that's like West Texas stuff, you know? You hear about like wind like that and it's like, okay, that's West Texas. And then it was in Central and North Texas and it was like this is not for us.
Yeah.
Like
Then
go send it back.
it damaged two of our winter guard trailers. It like broke an axis on one of the smaller trailers. So then we moved them. Once they were repaired, we moved them to the back. And then we were told that some more straight line winds were coming. And I was so nervous. I had the cameras on those things. I was checking them all the time because I was just afraid it was going to fall off. I was like, this is not good.
Like I can't even imagine like the shot. Like what do you do with that feeling? You're kind of like, oh,
Well, I mean,
this is it.
well, it's just like it took like 4 days to figure out how to lift it up because it couldn't. We had to go get like a tow truck that had a rig on it, like a crane. A crane. There's video of the crane magnetically picking it up, turning it over, lifting it up back on its side correctly. The things you don't realize you're gonna do as a band director.
Like I just like I can't even imagine like walking out of my band hall and going like, all right, I'd be like I'm kind of done for today. This is it. This is me being done for today. No one asking any questions.
It was 7:30 in the morning. What was
Yeah.
I gonna do?
Yeah, I know. Alexis toyed around with the idea of getting one of those giant like bling chains that says
Uh-huh.
like not quite my tempo, but like you just need one on like contests that says not today.
Yes. Absolutely. And it was a long going, it was a joke. It got floated around to so many band directors up here in DFW. And I just sent it to a bunch of people that because you're getting close to contest season and everyone's in crunch time. And I sent it off and I said, well, I mean, at least your trailer's not turned over. That's all I said. That was like the quote of it, and just went out to all my friends, and everyone wrote back like, oh no. And it'll be fine. I mean, if that's the worst thing that happens, there aren't any instruments on it. No one got hurt. No cars got damaged. So at the end of the day, it was an unfortunate event that I know who to call now if a trailer gets turned over. We know what to do. So there's plenty of
Well,
opportunity.
heck, I think around that same time, I think it was Temple High School had the same type of situation, except they were going to like a indoor drumline contest, and their
Stuff was on it.
trailer, yeah, their semi got turned over, or their box truck or whatever, and it like totaled all their stuff.
Well, it's like the whole, when Vandergrift's truck got hit by a train, I was like, I thought, and all mine did was just fall over. Like I can't even imagine,
Yeah,
what
it's
that
always
was
like this could be worse.
It could
This
be.
at,
You wonder, and then it happens, and you're like, yeah, I can deal with the wind blowing it over one time and dragging it.
because the video of your trailers got posted at some point in time,
Yeah, I think
and
somehow someone took
yeah,
a video and got it.
I remember seeing it and going like, and then I was like, nothing's gonna top this. And then we saw the Vandergrift video, and we're
Yeah.
like, oh, this tops that.
It does. It does. Everything happens for a reason.
So the facility is great. It's fantastic. Your marching show was great and wonderful. It
I
was
loved it.
I thought it was such a great connection for the community you serve.
That was
You
the whole
know,
point.
yeah, I mean, it was fantastic. I was all
awesome.
like, this is great. Like you could tell that your kids were truly invested in that show.
When that show kind of took a life of its own, and you know when will you ever take a risk like that of really showcasing your community members? And there were a lot of emails that I got from parents and community members of like, hey, thank you for celebrating our heritage and for recognizing, music exists in so many different ways. Like it has so many different genres, and being able to get into that was really cool with all the Indian instruments and feel and rhythmic structure and things like that. But it was a lot of fun to put together, I will say.
Yeah.
Good project.
Well, I mean, you don't see people doing that. Like it's specifically in the high school realm. And like people do a lot of cool shows, but like to dive deep into like a cultural thing, like first of all, I do think that it is risky because like you don't always know how people are gonna like absorb that information or that concept or that content. And then one that is so musically and rhythmically complicated as that culture, I was just like, oh my goodness. And then like the flute situation, the just like, I mean, literally the grooves and
Just
everything
like the
that came out. It was
soundscape of all of
so
it.
great.
Yeah.
And I felt like it really embodied and transported me to like, okay, like there's a huge cultural thing here that is missed so often.
Yeah. Well, thank you. I know that my kids would appreciate someone really recognize it. One judge at state, I think, started talking about the depth of the instrument, trying to train someone how to play it. And I was like, okay, one, and we didn't do it for people to get the credit to recognize the difficulty of it. We did it because we thought it was time, you know, it was time to showcase. I mean, because you look at Capel and it's a beautiful picture of so many different nationalities and so many different personalities and people, and there's a lot that goes into that. And so being able to tap into that just a little bit, I mean, we didn't even dig as deep as we probably could have. What's interesting is we had the tabla players, they're twins. So one tabla player played at the beginning and one played it at the end, because I
That's
just
fun.
wanted to give them both the opportunity to play tabla, you know, because they loved it and they were super excited to play it. Like someone's going to let me play this instrument that I take lessons on every single week, you know. So
Yeah.
That's
it was
awesome.
cool. We enjoyed it.
That is something that is, oh, I mean, I'm getting goosebumps just like
I know. I need to
really.
go back and watch it again.
I know it was such a good show.
Yeah.
So,
It was a fun time.
yeah. So now you're in the new facility. You're doing thing. You have trailers that are grounded. Uh, you go through. So, did how much of the is it a brand complete new school or is it just like some parts of the school?
It's just a brand new rehearsal facility. So it has us in choir and dance and cheer. And then they are remodeling. So what was the old band hall, choir room, suite, things like that, is now turning into more CTE classes. And they're remodeling some of the old school to make room for more kids, because we're bringing in New Tech High, that was its own campus for many years. Next year, it's going to come on board because a lot of them still take classes at CHS to begin with. So financially, I think it was that they thought that this would be a good decision to bring them in. In order to bring them in, we need to make more labs, that style of learning. And so right now, our school is in construction in different parts. Like if you walk past the old band hall, it's a pseudo wall, like going through the mall. And it says like, construction zones behind there, but you can't see it because you still have to walk through the mall. Same thing, you still have to walk through school. So there's pseudo walls put up so they can get everything built and hopefully have everything redone for the start of next year. And then our one of our middle schools is finally getting a remodel. They're getting a new band hall, a new fine arts facility area over there, and then they're redoing an auditorium at our ninth grade center. So there's a lot of mini projects. It was a huge bond that passed in 2023, and a lot of it centered over campus improvements, but there's tons of fine arts improvements and that are much needed. But they're in the priority list, and so it's been good to kind of get those started. I've helped with the middle school north. I've helped with that design a little bit, to make sure that those guys have what they need to.
Yeah, that's part of Kim's NIL deal. I already said. Yeah.
Construction must come with my plan. So
Yes.
Yes. I
It's
mean, that's
penciled in.
yeah. It's not my contract. I could see Kim giving like the Devil Wears Prada, like the Meryl Streep press.
That's all.
That's all.
yeah. Do you have any new builds coming up in your school district? No. Okay. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're funny.
Okay, how do you feel about the new Devil Wears Prada movie coming out?
I'm so excited. I'm so because that came out when I was younger. And it's long overdue. Let's just say that.
You
I
know
think it's
that
long overdue.
sequels like that, like I always worry because the first one is just so
The trailer was
good.
so good though.
The trailer
Yeah.
was
The trailer
good.
set it up.
Who
really
are
well.
you?
And then like when they put their sunglasses on and you're like, okay. Yeah.
Man,
No, I'm
she
excited.
still has it, man. Oh my
Meryl?
goodness, yes.
Yes.
Like,
What an
my
actress.
goodness. She's
What
so
an
good.
actress.
I love Meryl Streep.
Yeah, I know. She just has.
Have you seen the picture of the dog sitting on like Meryl Streep's director chair? And the caption is like, "Wow, she really can play anything."
Oh, that's funny.
You haven't seen that?
can't-
I'll have
No.
to find it.
That's funny.
But yeah, I mean, I like I said, the first one's so good, and you just hope the second one
I do.
lives up to it. And it's just like, oh, I hope. It's just like I guess I've just been hurt by the Star Wars franchise.
Sure.
What's
I-
your
three
What's your
extra
favorite
times.
scene from the Devil Wears Prada? I have a favorite scene.
Ooh, that is a good question.
I would love to know the answer to this.
Honestly, I think my favorite scene. Oh my goodness. That is a good question. I really love the first time she throws the jacket on the other girl's desk.
Oh, when she
That's
comes
a
in.
good one.
That's a good one.
My favorite is
then-
when she gets the steak.
Oh,
Oh,
And she's like,
yeah.
I didn't order that. And all I thought was, that was a really good steak.
That is a good
I
scene.
read the book and they spend a lot of time on like that sequence, the steak sequence in the book.
Do
Because
they
it's
really?
like very specific. Yeah. It was very specific that it was like a daily order for her. And I think even they said it had to be cooked like well done and that she would send her back to the restaurant if it wasn't. But it was like a whole thing.
Well done steak.
Yeah.
Mm.
My favorite scene is the cerulean
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
in the
That is-
sweater. And yeah.
Do you even
Being
know where you
fished out
got
of
that?
some bargain bin. Yes.
Yes.
I love
That's a good one. For sure.
I say in class, I said it yesterday, and I happen to be recording my rehearsal, so it's caught on camera somewhere. And the kids don't understand normally, but we were playing and like we were trying to like work the tempo. And I stopped them. I said, "No, too slow. You're not going to Paris." And then I just keep talking. And they're like 12. They don't know.
That's funny.
I say it for me.
Yeah, we've had a lot of vocal stems recently in our band hall.
Yeah.
There's this choir girl that has shown up on Alexa's algorithm.
I've influenced everyone.
Yeah, and now she sends it out and she does a vocal.
She just posts videos of her. She's a college student and she posts videos of herself like as a leadership member in her choir having the opportunity to warm up her choir. And so she posts something pretty much daily of like whatever warm up she's doing with her choir, which
Not
is
her outfit of the day.
it's in there too.
Okay.
She juiced orange juice the other day. It's a whole thing. I follow
Yeah.
her.
But
Okay.
now, but the one that kind of caught the staff is called chocolate cookie.
That's not my favorite one.
I know.
Your favorite
I know.
is
Wait,
not my
wait.
favorite.
We're gonna get to it.
She also does a lot of body movement with it to like open up and that kind of thing, which is great. But
yeah, the vocal stem is chocolate cookie, chocolate cookie, chocolate cookie, yum yum yum, chocolate cookie, yum. Oreo, chocolate Oreo.
this is like constant.
Yeah, so
like people are singing this in our office constantly.
Really?
They did this the other day. I was teaching my class, and these three boys, Jose, Corbin, and Wyatt, are at the back of the room, and they start doing it together. They're doing pliés with their hands and above their head, and then what did you do next? I don't remember.
We're doing the hand motion chocolate
Yeah,
cookie,
they're doing
chocolate cookie.
behind the kids that are actually rehearsing.
Mm-mm.
I have a video of it.
That's funny.
But Alexa's vocal stem has been
I am a cow moo.
we're bovines.
We're bovine. Yeah, she says that in the video. She does, in that one she does a plie and then she spins around when she sings down the scale. But
Okay.
yeah.
We've lost our
That's where
mind.
our mental energy is going.
Yeah, we've lost our
you're
mind a
gonna-
little bit.
You're going to just send this to me. I want to see what this is like. I'm closer to the choir now and I can hear them warming up all the time.
Yeah, you just need to go in there and go chocolate cookie, chocolate. Well, Alexa,
probably
You know what, that's what I'm
know
going to do
that.
tomorrow. I'm going to walk to the choir room and I'm going to say, can you teach me the chocolate cookie Oreo exercise? And see if they know what I'm talking about. And if they don't, I'll go,
yeah,
Yesterday, I was standing in our kitchen and like vocal stimming. I was singing that, whatever. And my daughter comes in and she says, Mommy, can I have an Oreo? And I was like, Oreo? Like, we don't have any Oreos. She was like, well, I heard you say something about an Oreo.
she set ourselves up
And
for
I was like,
failure on
that's
that
my
one.
bad. That
Yeah,
one's on me.
That's on me.
You
G.
right.
Sorry.
looks like
My
your
bad.
grocery list has got to include some Oreos now.
Yep.
Yeah. So Kim, the last time we talked to you, you had talked about your love of pranks. So
Oh, yeah.
have you had any more pranks since the last time we talked to you?
Yeah, I think, we did prank a little bit at the end of the year, just little bitty things here and there. Like, they used to put the ducks in my office.
Mm-hmm.
So I started picking up all the ducks from my office and strategically started putting them in other people's desks so that when they had to clean out their desk to move to the new building, all of a sudden the ducks would just show up again. But I will say the most recent thing that we have done is because I always, like if you're not having fun, what are you doing? Those new Harmony directors have Bluetooth, right?
Mm-hmm.
I had one of my assistants.
Unfortunately.
I had one of my assistants connect Bluetooth to both of them. And then when one of my other assistants was in rehearsal, I had him start messing with the tempos. So the Met would just turn off and on, or like music would just start playing through it, or whatever, when he was trying to teach class. And so you'd see him like think that something's wrong with the machine because I don't think that they knew that it was Bluetooth. So, I mean, yeah, kind of messed with people.
That would drive me nuts.
Yeah, you've also have had like a semester that, like you said, has been a little bit out of the norm. So like I think as soon as you get like truly settled in, I think everything's gonna rev back up.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Because Aaron is new to the team, and obviously I need to do something, and he's worked so hard, but I feel like there's something coming for him probably. And if he's listening to the podcast, he'll probably be like, oh my gosh.
So Aaron's a new member of the staff. Tell us a little bit about Aaron.
Aaron came from Prosper, and previous to that, he was from Melissa, and previous to that, he's from Pennsylvania, so he's not a Texan. Went to Penn State, got to Texas as fast as he could. And he is second in command now. He's doing a great job. He did a lot with the marching band. He works for the Bluecoats. He's on the tuba staff for Bluecoats. He's a tuba player. Really fun, energetic, kind human being. I can't say enough nice things about him. He helped me put wallpaper in my bathroom when I decided on a Saturday I was going to remodel my bathroom because I had time. And I was like, hey, what are you doing? You want to come hang wallpaper? And he's like, of course I do. And that turned into like a 6-hour project, but it was a bonding thing for us to make sure it lined up appropriately. But my bathroom looks great now, I should say.
Like what a staff.
Thanks, Aaron.
Like seriously, like what a staff.
Right.
Like, do you think I could send Corbin a message and ask him to help me hang wallpaper?
He would probably be suspicious.
Yeah.
Suspicious is probably.
I painted it, got everything ready, and then I said, okay. And all I did was just aid him and going, yeah, that looks good. He did it all by himself. It's great.
She's hiring the right assistants.
I think you can convince Corbin to hang wallpaper with you.
Maybe.
I think you could.
pending. There
Yeah.
would have to be.
It
You'd
was,
have to
I said, listen,
incentivize it.
this is great team bonding. We get to know how we are, how much attention to detail he is about if it's going to be aligned and straight. You get to learn a lot about person when you try to remodel something.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will tell you this, that we have put so many things together, new music stands, because, new building, everything's new. New music stands, put chairs together, put desk together, put shelving units together. So it's been a lot of furniture building. For us, I think we could probably start a co-op company or something, helping
The Kim
people.
Shuttlesworth Contracting Company.
Well, I
Exactly.
mean, it's part of her NIL.
It
Well, let me ask you this: like, if there are 3 things that you could think of that are like the things that you have to do when having a new build, what would be those like top 3 things for you?
Top 3 things in a build is make sure your practice rooms are big enough. Make sure you have good sound paneling in your band hall. And the third thing would be probably try to avoid putting your lockers in your educational space. So create a storage room where they stay so you can use your educational space to be your educational space.
I have been in quite a
like
few
that.
band halls where like
I've been in fewer than I have that have the
Yeah.
lockers in the space.
yeah, because majority of the band halls that I think I've been in have had the lockers inside the band hall.
And sometimes you have to do that, but we intentionally built rooms to where we wouldn't have to do that so much, where we could use all the space appropriately.
Yeah. Well, like I hate looking at lockers because oh man, kids are so messy.
The
You're
last
like,
thing would be put sound all around the room so that if you need to turn the band hall, the sound works everywhere.
oh,
I like
yeah,
that idea
yeah,
too.
So do I.
That is a great suggestion.
Yeah, surround sound.
Yes.
Metronome.
Yes.
Oh, you
Let
didn't
it
hear the
become you.
met. Yeah.
I wish that we could flip our band hall, and we can't because of the projector. And
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's a weird setup anyways,
Yeah.
because the whiteboard is on the other side anyways.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We can't
Yeah.
flip it, and there's no wall space on the other.
Yeah, because we work in a fishbowl.
Yeah.
I did flip our setup one time, and the kids like crashed out about it. It's like when I shaved my beard off that one time. The
Maybe
kids.
you should do it again before tmea.
Oh no, I'm not doing that. See my second chin? No, we're good.
All those pictures.
Like, well, we're good. So, like, Kim, how was your Christmas break? Like, tell us about your Christmas and your New Year's.
Well, I hosted Santa Clara Vanguard right at the beginning of camp, or beginning of break, in the new facility. So that was kind of cool, seeing how the facility works with those guys, and it was plenty big. Took some time off, and then hosted the Ohio State University. They
I
came
saw that.
for their bowl game. They came and hosted those guys for a little bit. So I spent a lot of time working, but not working, if that makes sense. Took some time trying to just relax a little bit to get ready for the semester. We were finally like in the building. And so I was excited about like, oh, what would a real rehearsal with all the doors closed look like and feel like and sound like? And so just trying to prep for that and for the year was, mostly what I did. Try to have downtime, spent time with friends, read books, like did things that I normally don't have time to do. To just kind of reset myself a little bit, but was really excited to start the year. I had a different kind of, you think after 20 years it would all feel the same, but I still think that when you get excited about going to work every day, like just keep that going as much as you can. And so I was excited to get back into it. I missed the grind of every single day. So I was ready to get back.
Was there a Christmas gift that you really like? I really like this. Do you have a favorite Christmas gift?
My family has learned that I like to smell good, and I want my face to be not age as fast. I don't want to age anymore. And so my aunt, who I think she turns like 72 this week, she looks like her face is like 50. She looks like she could be my sister. That's how young she looks. And all I said was, I just need whatever you've got. So it's interesting because some of my private lesson staff, plus my family, gave me all like anti-aging. It's like sending me a message, right? Anti-aging. And some of them gave me like Korean skincare masks because Korean skincare is supposed to be the best in the world. And so I have like some Korean stuff that I can put on. And so I would say that just like honestly was all self-care stuff, like trying to make sure that, you know, I feel good about getting out every single day, doing what I need to do. And then my brother always gets me the most random presents. Like we're like polar opposite. He's 5 years older than me. He's a percussionist. Um, he's still lives in my hometown. You know, wonderful human being. He says, "You're not never going to believe what I got you." And in my head, I'm thinking, "No kidding. I never understand what you got me." He got me a chimenea, but not a baby chimenea. I'm talking, guys. This sucker. I walked outside and I thought that thing's almost taller than me. It's going to light this house on fire. You know, but I got a chimenea. I haven't used it
That's
yet
cool.
because then it froze over.
I'm about to say,
I haven't gotten to use it a lot, but I'm excited to use it in the next couple weeks.
Kim needs to do like a live stream of like getting ready with Kim. Here's our face, skincare.
OOTD.
Yes. Ooh.
Yeah.
My mother was like that too. My mother always requested Estee Lauder, the makeup kit, right? And so I think I've kind of picked up on that. So my dad now, he doesn't get me the makeup kit, he gets me the skincare kit. So I have like all the skincare products and my perfume. And my mother always said, make sure you smell good and you look good, so I try to do that a little bit here and there.
I understand that. I think there's a certain thing about like type. I mean, because I'm guessing you're a little type A, maybe,
Maybe.
but like I am like honestly, I'm the same way. Like I have like a skincare routine, like it. Like I moisturize, you do all that kind of stuff because I always tell people, I go, I don't want to. I spend enough time out in the sun, and I've worked in enough fields that I don't want to look like a dried up prune.
Yeah.
Like I don't want to do it. I don't want to look like
It's
a
a
coach.
good goal.
You're never too young to moisturize at night.
I mean, I take care of it. I'm like, I'm not playing around with this. I exfoliate.
I know a lady that puts Vaseline on her face every single night.
I've done that a few times. Usually Aquaphor, but same idea. Because
Yeah.
my skin like gets so dry in some places. Sometimes it's like that's the only way.
What did I get you for? Was it your birthday last year?
I got a Blackstone for my birthday last year.
What I bought you like a spa treatment. What was that for? Was
You
that
got
for
me a facial for Christmas.
Oh,
I just didn't use it until like July.
What was all included in that?
It was just a really nice facial. They dermaplaned. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, dermaplane.
Yeah, they dermaplaned my skin. That was nice. I would do that again. You can do that at home, like if you have like a.
I have one of those, and I have one of those. I put those red lights. Do you do red light?
I do not. I've seen the masks. I'm not opposed to it. I just the one
I don't do the
saw
mask.
one.
I do that little like curvilineature thing. That ball.
Oh yeah, I would
do
try
that.
that. I would try that.
Yeah,
because I
the
saw
mask kind of
somebody.
freaks me out.
Yeah,
Me
like
too.
I feel like I need to be on like a Marvel movie or something.
Yes, and I saw somebody that like shared. It was like an ad or an affiliate link or whatever, and they're like, "This is the red light mask I got," and I was like, "How much could this actually cost?" And it was
It's
like
expensive.
$300, if not
Yeah.
more. But
Yeah.
I would try the little like roller.
Yeah, the Rolly's not so bad. I found one. I think I sent it. I can't remember to one of the clinicians that I was hanging out with one day. I was like, "Here, just use this." It's like $25. It's best investment.
I'm gonna have to get one.
Yeah,
I'll send it to you. I'll send you my link.
Okay.
I don't know what I would do if I like you had the mask and I walked into like the restroom.
You would just like
oh,
you're not
totally.
easily startled, but
Like
in the dark though, and all of a sudden it just lights up red eyes and red chin.
I should. That gives me a really good idea. You know the Darth Vader audio or the clip where the lightsaber turns on. You should do that with like a dark room and a red light mask.
You know what? Just do a whole concert theme on it and conduct with it on. And not only are you setting the tone, You're also fixing your face. It's like a win-win.
That's a good
for the
idea.
Halloween concert.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Well, you could always do a band concert on May 4th and just commit whole hog.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, we could. I guess.
I see a theme happening here.
Yes. Do you have a favorite Star Wars movie?
Okay. I've never seen them. The way that you both just sighed at me.
It's all right. You're a busy woman. We get it. We get it. You're a busy
Jose
woman.
even buys me Star Wars Legos now. I've gotten into little bits of Legos. I have a Millennium Falcon sitting right here that I haven't.
Well, that
put
looks
together.
really cool. I would do the Lego. I mean, I would do things like that. I mean, I'd play the music. I'm not into sci-fi.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
so what's your movie like genre or movie choice?
Ooh. Well, my favorite movie is The American President.
we just started that the other night.
Yeah.
It auto played, and then you stopped it, and then we didn't go back to it. We should have.
I don't know. It has good music and it's just a feel-good movie. I would say I like history movies. I'm a history buff a little bit. So
We started watching National Treasure the other day.
Yeah, we did.
listen. I want to go to like Boston and Philadelphia and like act out that movie. Like dig
That'd
in
be
the
fun.
trenches, go underneath the church, find the mummy, turn the lighthouse and get something.
I wonder if there's somebody that does a National Treasure tour, like Shirley, right? I would pay money to go on that.
Yeah. Well,
Same.
I mean, we need to take the band to Washington and see if we can find someone that be part of
To
our
steal
tour.
the Declaration
Yes.
of Independence.
Yes.
But please, let's not get canceled. We love America.
Happy 250th.
Birthday. Well, the Olympics are starting.
Oh man, I love
Curling's
the
already
Olympics.
happening. I don't know if you know that.
No, I didn't.
Well, we don't have a Peacock
No, I'm gonna
subscription.
have to get one.
I haven't tried to look on the streaming services that we do have and see if you can catch any of it. But all I know is that curling is
Yeah.
happening.
Are you an Olympics girly?
I do like the Olympics. I try to, when the Olympics are on, like we have our February concert next week, and I tried to pick music that would seem Olympic like or American. So our concert is centered around a lot of that.
Oh, that's
cool.
cool. So like, okay, so you have your winter concert. That's called?
Midwinter, yeah, our midwinter February concert. I don't do UIL music there. I try to teach them something really fast to see how many rehearsals we can learn something in to try to jumpstart their brain after the semester.
So what are you playing for your midwinter concert?
We're gonna play Catalyst by Adrian Sims. Really cool piece. In 3/4, fast, furious kind of thing. And then we're gonna do an arrangement of First Prelude, the Gershwin.
Oh, that's fun.
Really short, kind of palate cleanser piece. And then we're gonna do this brand new piece that Robert Herring's premiered at Midwest, Montreal at Night. It just won a couple of awards. It's like the city life, really cool, different flavor that kids don't normally get to play. So I thought that would be important for them to experience that texture. And then I had planned on doing this next piece for UIL, but then I decided against it. And we would just do a couple of movements. We're doing Symphony Number 1, Heroes, kind of to honor the 250, just America, the Olympics, things like that. And so it's a symphony built around understanding what our veterans go through by land, by sea, by air, and then those that have fallen. And it's written by Rose, and his influence, the influence of her was Maslanka. So it feels very Maslanka throughout the entire piece, but especially the end is very end of Symphony 4 kind of feel.
Right.
That's cool.
That's cool. Well, since we're talking about concert things, you are kind of an in demand clinician for like region bands and different activities. Like, tell us on how you prepare for an event like that.
Well, I think, first of all, it's always fun to be able to go do something like that. It's a big honor, but also it gives you a chance for you to kind of hone in on your skills of how well you can teach something in a short period of time. And so when I think about programming that, typically those groups will send you previous programs from the year prior. or years prior. And I will take that knowledge, kind of get the grade level that I'm looking for. And sometimes I have like the stock pieces that I would probably use as like, oh, this is a great opener. I have a whole like Excel spreadsheet that's like, that says great festival pieces. They're not on a UIL list. They're just things that I think could be played that kids have fun with, that make bands sound really good, that they get excited about and they can learn. And then some of them that are history that can teach them stories about the composer, about a certain time in history that you can explain to the audience so that they have imagery. So I just try to build that into the rep that I'm doing. And then I get, when you get to go to all these places, I've conducted in Georgia and Tennessee and South Carolina and and I've done all these different places in Alabama. And then you go to Texas and you do it. And it's just almost kind of a totally different programming sometimes because Texas is just different. We know that. And so I just did a region band, Region 3 actually, had a lot of fun. They had snow days, ice days. And so you had to kind of pivot about what you're going to play, but we managed to get everything done. I think this programmed pretty well for that group of people. And you just want to make sure it sounds good and they have fun, And so that's kind of what I go for. Like if it sounds kind of fanfare or it sounds movie-like or it sounds like something, I'm not going to play Persichetti because their director is going to spend a lot of time on Persichetti. You can't teach Persichetti in a day.
What?
Have you experienced that before, Jose?
I mean, persecuting a day, child's play.
Persichetti in a day. You need to sell a kit. Your guide to Persichetti in one day.
Right. So yeah, I just do a lot of fun pieces. And there's a lot of really cool, I think it's super important right now, especially in our time, to showcase younger composers of our time that sometimes they can attend the concert. You're like, hey, you're in town. I'm going to play your piece. Come and listen if you want, Yeah. I try to do that.
Like you said Adrian Sims for your midwinter. I mean, he is popped off.
I love Adrian Sims.
Yeah.
Like
he has a lot of great stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I feel like his stuff has really kind of like hit a stride.
One of my UIL pieces is Adrian Sims.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Escape. It's a grade 2.
I like that piece.
Like it's it's like about escaping a spaceship before it blows up. So
yeah,
that's what he wrote.
He likes space. Orbital. I did Orbital at Midwest.
Really?
And then I did his Lucid Dreams for Christmas last year, my Christmas concert. And then now I'm doing Catalyst this next week.
There was one. What was the other Adrian Sims? Beyond Reach is one of them. That's not what I'm thinking of.
Yeah,
though.
Beyond Reach is a popular one.
There was another one that I really liked, but I don't remember. I can't remember.
Him, Tyler Grant's been another one who's like popped off. Those are the two that really come to mind that have kind of hit like a big stride. Gerard Hall, like he started getting popular a few years ago.
Mm-hmm. His Tripwire, and didn't he do Tripwire? That's a really good piece. And Zipline.
Zipline.
Yeah.
Those are
all good.
Well, I did 2932 ATSSB in Burn It, and I did the Cave You Fear Markowski.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Love that piece.
I did that one. I did Hello Humans, Jason Nitch, which like was cool. Yeah, it uses a theremin.
It's just a fun piece.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you hears woo, just like that with the voice.
I'm sure they loved it.
Yeah, so it was pretty neat because like the first thing I do it'd be as a tuba player and being married to a percussionist is that I look at the percussion parts because a percussionist can make or break your region band experience.
They can make and break your band.
Yeah,
in general.
Yeah. So had a lot of percussion parts. It's just a fun piece. Cave You Fear did that one, and then I did a piece called I did Falcon Fanfare, which is an easy bow mages. And then I did Country Club Stomp, the Gerard Hall.
That's a good piece.
Yeah.
It's fun.
And so like
that one is fun.
Like we just had a good, and I walked off stage. I was like, you know what? We're gonna take it to church, guys. I'm gonna walk off stage and I'm gonna enjoy this because music is fun.
That's good.
So I mean, and that's the thing. I mean, you know this just as much as I do. Like a region clinician who does not engage the students in a way that they need to be engaged will turn students away from the experience.
Correct. Your job is to be the fun one that day.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Like, I had this discussion with one of our students who we had a clinician come in for our marching season, and he was just like energetic, and like he just used his energy and his thing a little bit differently than what I was doing, and like the student had a very strong opinion about it. And I go, hey, like, understand that he is the fun uncle that is getting you to do things this
Right.
one time for 3 hours versus me and the rest of the band staff who is here every single day in the grind with you. So therefore, like that's the point of a clinician, is to bring in a different scope, re-energize the rehearsal, like do those types of things and like help me become a better educator in the same process.
Right.
So, just some of those types of things, because like it's the same thing with like a region clinician. Like I'm not, maybe not any better than any of the other band directors in the room. And a lot of them I'm not.
But you're not their band
But
director.
I'm not their band director. So therefore their view of me is just very different.
Right. No, it's good.
And that's like the conversation we've had with kids, because we've had some clinicians in previous years that my kids didn't vibe with. And then I texted the kid going like, hey, you need to do region band again. And they're like, I don't want to do region band again. I was like, why? Well, I just didn't have a good experience last time. I was like, oh no. And so then that's a whole nother set of conversations.
Yeah. And it's different every year.
Agreed.
But yeah. And that's the other thing, is like, ugh.
I think I'm doing 21 next year. Region 21. My roots.
Your roots.
Man. Oh my God. You're going to be like, when I was sitting in that chair over there.
I can still remember what I played that first time I made the high school region band.
Oh, let's hear it. Let's hear it. What'd you play?
I played Copeland Tribute, the Grunman. I think I played Circus Bee March, and I played The Ascension by Robert W. Smith.
Oh.
And I use The Ascension in region band now.
That's such a good
clinic
piece.
thing, yeah.
Yeah, like you really, like, a lot of Robert W. Smith stuff, like it can still like really, really hit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I love Robert W. Smith.
Yes.
It's like him and Stan Ridge are like two. I don't know. I equate those two for some odd reason. I think it's because like both of them.
Well, Robert W. Smith was the Stan Ridge of his era.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had to run so Stan Ridge could fly.
Yeah.
I
mean, you're not wrong.
I still use a lot of Robert W. Smith stuff. I think he wrote really good chordal progressions that kids like, and they get energetic, and there's fun runs and things like that. And so I think that's important when you get opportunities like that.
Yeah.
Well, I was lucky because he was my conductor for the Allstate band when I made it. So that was like really neat to be able to do that and premiere Star of Dreams. That's the one ATSSB commissioned. I was in that group.
Okay.
And so it was really...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Should pull that out sometime.
Well, I played in a Gentle Rain like early in my years over at Gatesville, and it has a whole bunch of soloists, and it's just a very pretty piece. And
didn't he do Dance Philatra? Or am I thinking of someone else?
Maybe.
I'm not sure. You're probably
I'm
right
looking it
though.
up right now.
So we need a fact check.
Yep, I'm doing it right now.
She's a human computer. She doesn't need us.
Yeah,
I was right. Philatra is Robert W. Smith.
Told you.
I did that in Allstate in 2001. I did his, and he came to that clinic, I remember. Then I met him as I volunteered for Music for All years later, and got a good relationship with him and Sue. And so, man, he was such a giant in the industry, for sure.
He was.
He definitely was. And me as being a dumb high school kid, like I just didn't realize the magnitude. Same thing with I had Jim Keen as a director and Francis Macbeth as a director.
Sometimes, and this is no shade to kids, because this was exactly you, but sometimes those experiences are wasted on the children. You know, it's I want to go do that.
I know. If I could sit, that's why I did Music for All the summer camp this past summer, and I was on the fence about doing the director band. And then they're like, well, Richard Saucedo actually leads the director band. I'm like,
that's what I'm saying.
I'll be there.
At least you
Yes.
got to do that.
Yes.
Like it's forever away of a walk, but I'll be there.
When I used to work that camp for when I did Drum Major Institute, that where they put the Drum Major Institute, I used to say it was Narnia. I was like, I guess I'm walking to Narnia.
Like it's out there. Okay, I have. So I did the camp, and I was like, all right, I'm going up north. It's summertime. It's not going to be blazing hot. Well,
Oh,
that
that's a
just
lie.
yeah. Well, of course, it was the week that they had the corn sweat issue, and it was hotter in at Ball State than what it was here in Texas.
It was. It was.
I was not ready. I brought out the baby powder.
I was
I was
like,
all like,
"Tee."
slap. Nope. Nope. It was like, we at Disney. This is awful. What are we doing?
Well, you got to go to that DCI show, and I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, I did go do that.
"Ha, it's hot outside."
Yeah, but the thing is, it was like it would rain and then it would
That's
like warm up.
gross.
So it's just like I'm sticky.
That's disgusting.
Like it was awful.
It's like living in Houston.
Yeah, it was awful.
You guys are a mess. Once I volunteered there before I was on staff, I volunteered as an events person. And one summer I had to schlep speakers in pouring down tornado weather. I'd never been so sunburned in my life that I think one of them, someone upgraded my flight to first class on my way home, and they had to wake me up because I had drool down my face. That's how exhausted I was.
Oh my god.
That's
When I
good
landed-
sleep though.
When I landed in Austin, they're like, "Ma'am," I was like,
Please
I
get
guess
off
I'm
the
on.
plane.
Get
but
off
I
my
learned so
plane.
much, volunteering through that organization. I started volunteering when I was 22, probably, and then kind of worked my way through the ranks of that. And I learned a lot about, I love the mission of what they do. And the Directors Academy that's there, there's a lot of really great, people. Well, you just get to go sit and talk to Greg Bim. I mean, come on, man.
I did that. I talked to Saucedo. That's where Jarrell.
Yep.
Yeah, I like talking to those guys. Like it was just
You
like,
need to have Jarrell Horton on.
oh yeah,
We should.
he's on my list because he's just like a fun
need to.
person. He's just like great. He's just like a great human being. Because like one of the things that we did, we were traveling from one of the late night things, like one of the social events, and like I had already talked to him, and he saw that we were walking, and he was driving his truck. He was all like, "You just want to get in?" I said, "Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
tired of walking. Thank you." But like, I mean, he didn't hesitate to offer a ride to like a group of band directors. He didn't have to do that.
So Jose goes to summer camp, and he comes back, and he talked about Jarrell Horton for months. How much he loved Jarrell.
I think he's a good guy.
Jarrell. I talked to him the other night. Listen, he's probably like playing on his piano right now. I'm going to text him and tell him we're talking about him.
Yeah, well, then he was like, I got too many kids. I'm like, well, Jarrell, you know how you can stop that, right?
Right? He did. Don't worry.
But yeah, no, he's just like a man. I mean, great energy. I mean, he is a great energy person.
Yeah.
Like there are some people that just exude like positivity and energy and just this mentality of like, I'm gonna, whatever you think about me or whatever, I am going to turn it into the most positive thing. And like, he just, I don't know. I just connected with him and his like verbiage and his like philosophy just so quickly that I was like, I need to talk to him.
Yeah. He's a 12 out of 10. I love him.
Yeah, he's such a great guy. Well, and you've touched on this a little bit while we've been talking. So, like one of I think a cornerstones of your, philosophies is servanthood. Can you tell us about like all the ways that you have served? Like you said, BOA, you started volunteering there and started doing. What other ways have you served?
Well, I think that's always been ever since. I mean, from my upbringing being a small town kid, you just help, that's just what you do when someone needs it. And that was just the way I was brought up. And so even through college, joined a service organization, was constantly there volunteered to work with underprivileged kids when I was in college, giving them free lessons, things like that, just so that they would have someone that they thought they could depend on. Um, Taught me a lot about myself, helped me realize that I could probably be a teacher, And then when I first started teaching, I didn't know much about, being from a small town, bringing from East Texas. You grew up military marching band. So I didn't know what corps style marching band. I didn't know what any of that stuff was really. I went to Texas and it was a show band, and that was the most extent that I'd really dealt with. And so trying to get involved in this, what we now know as the band scene, to me, it was like, I have no idea. So the only way I could figure it out is if I spent time in it. And the way to spend time in it is to just volunteer time. And so I started in concert band festival for Music for All and volunteered on their events team, just helping them when they needed something, whether it was like running recorders from the judges. So I got to be involved around some of those clinicians that are always there doing the concert session, to then kind of getting some ownership of helping run the percussion festival when that started up years and years ago. So getting involved in it from not an it's weird, it wasn't an educational thing, it was strictly based on just making sure that people had good experiences from a logistical side of it. And that kind of led to other stuff when also in college I used to volunteer and work with, because I worked in Longhorn band office, so during the summers sometimes the UIL office for TSSEC, after TSSEC, they get busy with like refiling and reorganizing and making sure mailings went out. So I would go over there and I'd work for Dick Floyd, anytime he needed some help. And, he's the one that taught me, like, we need a committee of one and you need to head it up. Like that was just one of those things that I learned, is that sometimes one person can make a really big difference if they just take ownership of something and do it. So I always had that, just that servanthood part of me, and just instilled in what I did. So it didn't change when I started my job. I would volunteer on campus when someone would need something, like you need a club sponsor. I would do that for them. Like they didn't have to be a band kid. It just seemed like someone needed you to do it. And so that's what I would do. And then, it just kind of has changed. And then tmea, I started in tmea from a very young age of, like you get to region band and the clinician would say, I need some directors to pull out kids to teach a sectional. They don't know their music, or I want this to be done. And no one would volunteer. So I'd raise my hand and, I'm 22 years old, not really sure. And Gary Green saying, I need you to go teach symphony number 2, the Kelly, I need you to go fix this. And you're like, oh, okay. You take the score and you go and do it. And that led to like being a band organizer at a young age, like, so I could learn the ropes of how that worked. And then, I'll volunteer to be on the, an assistant to the region chair, and then the region chair. And then it's just kind of worked its way up from there of, anytime someone has need that, I just feel that it's my need, like I grew up in this organization. It's, my mom was a part of the organization. It's just the person that I am, that it's my turn to be that person that someone was for me once, you know? And so I just continue to just find ways to do that. And that's opened a lot of doors for me to be able to serve on different committees and to observe things across the state, observe things, be able to give input about that. And so that's just kind of what it is here. I do it on the campus level and I do it on the state level. And, I also serve on the BOA advisory committee. That's a volunteer where we meet once a year and we go over policy and just make sure that we're kid-centered in our approach of what we do. And hopefully that continues as we continue to develop music arts.
So what are some of the roles and committees that you've been involved in when it comes to like tmea or UIL or any of those type of facets?
I've served most recently, like right now, I just finished serving on kind of like the committee that helps oversee the convention, making sure I look at the handouts and the spreadsheets and things that are going to be shared to make sure those are centered around TMEA's mission. And I also served on, the last 2 years, I served on the All-State Etude Committee, which did a huge overhaul of taking a look at the etude selection books, the process of how you make All-State, suggesting different things to consider. Lots of ideas were thrown out there about how to make it more equitable, how to make it more transparent, how to make it more user friendly. Lots of things now that we're in the digital world. What does that look like? So served on that committee most recently, and I'm the band coordinator for the convention, coordinator. So basically, I assist the band division vice president because their role at convention is crazy. They're presenting, they're presiding, they're at this meeting, they're at that meeting, but during all of this, there's 140 clinics going on. There's clinics going on multiple times. There's 4 band clinics at a time going on. So if something is needed, you need to have someone that has the ability to be on call to help that. And that's pretty much what my role is. So I just make sure everyone has what they need. I make sure presiders in the right spot. I'm presiding over 5 clinics there. The series with Steve Davis, he's the guest clinician this year. So I'll be presiding over his clinics, making sure he has what he needs. And then I'm doing Sally Bowles' clinic, Sally and Jennifer's clinic, the oboe and bassoon clinic. So I'll be seeing over that. So I'm just around convention a lot this year.
So, with you being so tied into like the things that are happening behind the scenes, what are some things that people should know about like the servanthood of tmea? Like, what are some things that you kind of wish people knew about when it comes to like actually putting on the convention?
There's a lot of forethought that goes into it. I think a lot of discussions about where the mission statement lies, how to enhance the experience. I think that they take the feedback very seriously. Like when you give your surveys, I think it's important to fill out the surveys every single time you get one from tmea, because it's not like, you fill it out and then they look at the pie graph and they just think, oh, the pie graph says this. I think they really go through. Just what I'm noticing, I mean, one person can make a difference. One person can have an experience that allows it to be a discussion point that then leads to maybe other people. That person was just brave enough to say that or was thoughtful enough to say that. And so I would say when it goes to figuring out how to make convention work, there is a lot of behind the scenes planning. There's a lot of discussions. There's a lot of combing. I mean, hundreds of applicants of people wanting to be clinicians, and the clinics are great, but you only have, when you look at it, I think there's only 42 to 47 slots slated for just band clinics. But you think about it, and then there's 20,000 band directors. And so there's a bazillion clinics out there that are probably excellent. They just can't fit, so you have to be really careful about what is picked. And so I think that they do their job as a committee and as a board, an executive board, of really thinking about what we did this year, what worked really well this year, what is maybe a goal that we want to see next year, and centering our stuff around it. I think the best thing they've done lately is the spotlight clinics, which you're going to be a part of, showcasing different programs from across the state that have totally different, what's the word I'm trying to say? Ways of approach of doing it, and all lead to success. So why not spotlight those guys and learn a little bit about, because it doesn't matter that I teach at a 6A school. I could go to your clinic and realize that I could have been doing my warm-up better. You know what I'm saying? Or I could have thought about recruitment in a better way, because maybe I need to recruit like I'm thinking it's small school, where it's really important you let them know they can do a ton of different things, or these are the activities that we do, and things like that. So I think that's probably one of my favorite things that they've added over the years is the spotlight and the invited ensembles.
Well, and I can tell you, like, from coming from the small school aspect, the availability for small schools to feel like they're included, I think previously hasn't always been the best, because I think a lot of small schools didn't have the courage to put themselves out there,
Sure.
because there are some middle schools who are playing lit that is like way above what most 4As play, and like those have been invited ensembles. And then we as small school, and I can speak for myself, is that I go like, am I good enough? And I think that's an approach that a lot of small school directors kind of a take when it comes to that kind of stuff. But the fact that now there is a dedicated spotlight to a small school, I think is like one of the biggest things that kind of made me go like, hey, I think we should try and do that.
Mhm.
And like for me, I've been telling everybody, anyone and everyone that will listen, that they should apply for that spotlight, because
Yes.
one, you don't know until you try. I want more schools, that I respect and that are doing a great job, despite whatever circumstances they have, to like really put it out there, because a lot of people don't realize the spotlight program is not who is the best band. It is like who is doing the most with what they have, almost in a way. And so like, I mean, they ask about your resume, they ask for recordings, but they ask about like private lesson programs, and and they take everything into consideration. At least this is the way I felt about it, because like like none of our students take private lesson program, and they're
Mhm.
not in a private lesson program. And so like when I put that on paper, but we're still advancing 13 to 18 kids to region, and then another 10 to area, and we're a few like our kids are like a 1 or 2 out of making the all-state group with 0 lessons, and it's our band staff spreading let our time within all these students. It's like that's important.
And people need to know that, because I think there are some miscommunications about how a kid can be successful. And obviously, the more access you have, the more successful you are. That's what people want to constantly, talk about. But I think you think about like what you're talking about. You have limited access, but you don't limit your kids. I think that is the important message, is that you might have limited resources or limited abilities on certain things, but that doesn't mean that your kids have to know that you have a limited background or resource for that. But no, I think that's good. And, there's a place for everything. There's a place for the honor band process, there's a place for the all state process, and there's definitely a place for the invited spotlight.
Yeah,
All
because
have
like
have good things.
yeah, because good teaching's good teaching, no matter where you're
Right.
at. And sometimes it just takes maybe a program a little bit longer to get there, or you just need the right person in the right fit. Like that's why like our spotlight is, it's about a culture where everyone like counts, because we are not a very big band program. Like I mean, we have about
What's your
105.
secret? Because my kids won't count.
Everyone counts 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my goodness. Well, so like what, because we don't have a private lesson program, and this is something we're going to talk about in our clinic, but we've adopted a 15-minute lesson program.
Mm,
So we have the whole entire band staff has clipboards, and it's
right.
Tuesday through Friday. And it goes from in 15 minutes from 4 o'clock all the way to about 5:30. And we have kids sign up for 15-minute lessons, and like we have a clipboard. There's very specific things that they like, hey, like when they sign up, this is what I want to work on, these measures. Or like we're in a band rehearsal and a kid is struggling, I go, all right, you're struggling, 15-minute lesson, like sign up now. And so like that's one way that we've started to approach our mentality when it comes to like
But
not
your
having a
private
lesson
lessons
program.
just look different.
Yeah,
They're getting that one-on-one instruction.
yeah, and it's just a different approach. And I, I I've never seen I've never heard about like something like that happening consistently in a program where everyone on staff has like bought in, especially in a small school, because like you are outnumbered. You are
Mhm.
severely outnumbered, but like we're making it work because that's what's best for our program. Versus not necessarily that's what's best for me, but I'm doing that because that's what that student needs.
Right.
And so like
That's
my
what good
after
education is.
well, and that my afternoon time, like I think I had to tell my superintendent I couldn't do something the other day because like I had lessons. And he's like, "Can you come after school?" I'm like, "No, I have pre-registered lessons with the kids." And he goes, "Okay, that sounds fine. I'll catch up with you tomorrow during your conference."
There you go.
So, but like now that we have that, and like, and I don't know if we've talked about this, but talking about like lessons and getting kids to buy into the idea of lessons is very interesting because we're the one activity that, well, one or us in like football maybe or like baseball where you get like a lesson and it's not a negative connotation, it's like a positive connotation versus like you're in a math class and you say like, hey, you knew math tutoring, it's like because of a different reason, you know.
I used to get called in because I was a slow reader and I had to go before school. And I thought it was a punishment, because I was just reading slow. So I get where that might be. You're right. Like a lot of people think when you get called in to do something private that maybe you've done something wrong. But in this case, we're trying to turn it into this is extra credit. You're getting that extra push. I think it's great that you're doing that. That's going to pay off in the long run.
And that's something that like honestly I have found out more about my teaching in these 15-minute lessons because like I have a couple students who are deathly afraid of playing for me because like during rehearsal I hate to say I'm the big bad guy. I'm the boss man. My
Of course.
expectation of my standard is what it is. But when I get into this private lesson, they're like almost afraid to play for me and like take the critique, and I'm like having to explain like what I'm trying to get it out of them like why, and it's coming out that like, oh, it's because you're so intense during rehearsal
Yeah.
that you're almost like you're an imposing figure. I'm like, yeah, but that's rehearsal. This is like me and you. Like me off the podium, is that a different person? They're like, yeah. I go, okay, like so when we're having this lesson, what is it about? You helping me? Okay, and then we'll do the lesson. And I go like, all right, in this lesson, did I say anything negative to you? No. I say that you were awful? No. Did I insult your mama? No, you said that you love my mama. I'm like, yeah, your mama's a nice person.
Yeah.
Uh, but we're going through these processes and they're seeing that it's okay to make a mistake and
Yes.
that like this is a safe space. It's just like the standard and expectation during rehearsal is like, hey, you should know your part, or this is like whatever. And like the lessons are programmed in order to give you the support that you need and maybe a different approach on how to practice because like this has been like an eye-opening thing for me too, is that really figuring out that some of my top players don't know how to practice.
Right.
It's like no,
Shocking.
yeah, no, it's like, no, sweetheart, that's called running the piece. That's not practicing. You started at the top and went to the bottom, like, but you're still playing a whole bunch of wrong things in between.
Right.
So like those are like lots of things and some of the skills that like we have felt that our kids were mastering, we're also finding out like, ooh, there's a little bit of a lack of knowledge or there's a gap in knowledge there. And so like the 15-minute lesson gives us another avenue to self-evaluate.
Yeah. So at the very beginning of every semester, when we start region band etudes, I teach them how to break down their practice plan in 15 minutes, if they only have 15 minutes to practice, 30 minutes or 45 minutes, and we build it out. And then every Wednesday, I'll say, okay, you have to do your 15-minute practice plan, and then you can do your homework, or everyone's got to do the 30-minute practice plan, and then they can do this. And when you give a kid structure like that, so you're training them that in 15 minutes, if they're efficient, they can get better. I think that's an excellent thing for a kid to learn, especially about time management, because that's going to transfer to other parts of stuff that they do. Like, oh, if I just spend 15 minutes mastering this one little skill, maybe I can be better at math. Maybe I can get this science question right and things like that. So good on you on that.
Well, and that's another thing that we've been taught. I mean, I feel like that movie, what is it called? Is it Stand and Deliver? No, it's not Stand and Deliver. It's the one with the Hispanic kids who take that math test, the calculus test. Uh,
Oh, I know what you're talking about, but I don't know that movie's name. I'm horrible at
Like
documenting.
yeah, I'm being a horrible person right now in that way. Well, so I've been trying to find ways to really relate to our kids, and like since I teach 3 sections of beginner brass, I've been referring to everything as a skill tree, like a video game. And
Oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, tapping your foot is a skill. Like if you can't master tapping a foot in time, then you're never gonna master playing eighth notes in time. And so I'm like always referring to these skills on how to get better at these skills. Like, okay, like we had a baby recently. Like, what's the first skill that the baby has to learn? Like before it can run, they're like, well, it has to crawl. I'm like, yeah. And what happens before that? I'm like, they're just like wiggly little things. I go, yeah, they have to learn how to sit up. And then these are all skills that you build upon. Like you guys have a whole bunch of skills that you've built upon, but you just don't realize it anymore because they're just the normal thing.
Right.
But the video games has been that. And then I've been referring to universes as key signatures.
I should come take a class with you. I would learn how to play a video game, that's for sure.
So I've been really like, okay, all right. I don't.
I can only play Mario Kart.
And that's okay.
Okay, we play Mario Kart. Jose played Mario Kart.
I played Mario Kart earlier because Monday we had a Monday night rehearsal. Yesterday we had a band booster meeting. So today was the first day I've been home in a few days, and I feel bad. Our 5-year-old son was like, "Where's Daddy? I haven't seen him in days," and he specifically requested to play Mario Kart. And I was very proud of him. I told him, I go, Jonah, I'm very proud of you. He finished 3rd out of 24
Did he
racers.
really?
Yes.
Good for him.
I was all like,
finished 23rd.
I don't know. Have you played the new Mario Kart?
No, I kind of want to switch though.
Okay, so Alexa has gone off the deep end again.
I have not gone off the deep end again.
Yes, you have. So like she got me a Switch 2 for Christmas. And
there's a Switch 2?
Yes,
there is.
Because I growing up I played a lot of video games and I love Zelda, so I'm playing a lot of Zelda right now because I was like, you know what, I need something to unplug and really just pull away from band for a little bit, because if not I'm gonna go into my crazy manic band director mode and I'm gonna dissect all my pieces to an unhealthy level. But Alexa picked up her Switch Lite because there's a smaller one that's but she plays Animal Crossing and
I love Animal Crossing.
And I asked her, did you finish the game? She goes, no. I go, but the credits rolled. And she goes, but I didn't finish the game. I go, but the credits rolled.
But that's not how that game works.
Please explain.
How does it work?
It's an endless journey, an endless quest for perfection. Not even perfection, just, but there's certain things that you have to basically unlock by doing other things, but it's basically endless. Like I can't, I'm sure people have like 100%ed it, but like you have to collect all the fossils, you have to collect all the bugs, you have to collect all the fish. There's paintings, but that guy only visits your island like once a week, maybe not even.
Have you ever done any of the Animal Crossing stuff?
But you can also like create a universe.
I've never played.
Okay, so
Kim might like it.
Yeah,
it might be soothing, like coloring.
Yeah. So
I love coloring.
I know it might. You might.
I forgot. Over Christmas, I colored over 30 pieces.
My goodness. Okay, have you seen those like rhinestone pictures everyone's gotten into?
The diamond art?
Yes, is it the diamond art? My mother's into that.
Your mother's very into
it. She's into that. Like
No, but please hold and I'll show you something I did before diamond art was a thing.
I can't wait.
Ooh. She has like a dot book.
An OG UDB dot book.
No, not that dot book.
Oh, the dot art.
When I was at James Bowie, the first year I took over, we decided we were going to put patches on the uniform. This is when I started, like, you can start changing your uniform up. But we want to do something spectacular for the drum majors. I rhinestoned all of this.
Oh my gosh, that's impressive.
How long did that take?
That's awesome.
Worse.
Many hours, I'm sure.
Look how small those things are.
Yeah, that's a lot. That's
crazy.
So good.
Thank you. That was our Promise of Winter show.
It's like Taylor Swift's old guitar.
Oh.
Do you remember that?
Yes. I do remember that.
Back in the day.
So I'd be dazzled before it was a dazzle.
Now they have whole entire kits.
Yeah.
But so Animal Crossing.
But you can also like you build your world and you can like you have to buy things to like unlock more things, or like you have to learn how to make it, or whatever.
Go
So
fishing.
It sounds
yeah,
like
you have to go
Sims.
fishing.
Is it like Sims?
Kind of, but it's like it's like very wholesome. And like I have like different sections of my island now. Like I have a garden where I'm trying to like breed all of these like the rainbow of flowers. I have a hot tub area just because I think it's funny. I
I think I would
have
be impatient.
it is, and it gets to that point where you're like, okay, like I just have to like go sell my turnips today to make back the money that I lost on them
I
playing
have
the
to go
stock.
sell my
This
turnip.
it's called the stock market, and the
Do
thing
you
is
know? Do you know the phrase? It's a Southern phrase. You can't squeeze blood out of a turnip.
Yep. Yep.
My mother used to say that to me when I'd ask for stuff that cost money and I didn't have any.
I'm gonna
Kimberly,
start
you
saying
can't
that to the
squeeze blood out of a turnip.
I'm gonna start saying that to the twins.
That sounds about right. Yep.
But like the stock market, it's a real thing. So this is the other problem that I have because I'm not available 24/7 to have my Switch open to Animal Crossing. But you can only buy turnips before noon on Sundays. It's like the opposite of Texas blue laws. You have to the lady comes to your island and you buy turnips and it's a different price every week. And then you go into the shop and ask them how much they're buying turnips
I
for
can't
that
wait to
day.
listen to this back to this part of the conversation.
Well, I can't either. But anyway, Jose makes fun of me for it.
I thought the game was over. And you're
It
like,
was
No
not
no.
idea
over.
why. Probably because on Sunday you're freaking out about the turnip price.
Exactly. Yeah. I had to sell my turnips today because I was like, if I don't, the price was good, and if I don't do it today, I don't know when I'm going to be able to do it. So
If you
What'd
could
you do
work that
today?
into your
So
lesson plan about economics in some sort, I think your kids would really like it.
you're probably right.
oh my goodness. Have you seen the 1, 2, 3 release them video? Alexa made a reel
Well,
about teaching
I
a dotted
kept
half
saying it in
note.
class.
One.
I literally said that. I was
yeah.
like, 1, 2, 3, release. And I was like, oh. Yeah.
It was good.
works.
Yeah, I mean, the kids thought it was hilarious.
1,
What?
2, 3,
Yeah,
release.
them.
That's
That
so
was
funny.
that was the previous week's vocal stem.
Yeah, that was.
Oh my gosh.
Do you have any
Cookies,
vocal
Oreos,
stems?
release.
Yes.
Yeah, bovines.
Bovine. We are strong. We are bovine.
Do you have any vocal stems?
No, when I try to teach articulation, when I teach one taste bud playing, I teach Betty Pierce taught this to me years and years ago, almost 10 years ago now, that you want them to use one taste bud. You say, Tiny Tootsie took a trip to Timbuktu.
I'm going to have to use this.
Tiny Tootsie took a trip to Timbuktu. And then you just keep going faster and faster. Tiny Tootsie took a trip to Timbuktu. Tiny Tootsie took a trip to Timbuktu. So it teaches you how to put your tongue just in one location of your mouth.
That is so smart.
That is smart.
That's Betty Pierce for you. She's talk about a giant of a middle school educator.
You know,
Yeah, so I still use that today when I get kids to play one taste bud playing.
I like that.
Yeah, I just like. Yeah, do you ever just sit back and go like, huh? I'm a dummy. I don't understand why I didn't think about that.
There's so many people in this world that are smarter than me.
Yeah.
And that's why I have people like Kim to teach them to me.
Please, I'm learning from you guys too all the time. But yes, that's not me. I was stupid. I learned it from someone else, you know. That's the whole thing. You just steal from other people.
Yeah.
Use it at any
The only
chance you
thing
get,
I feel like Kim can steal from us is chocolate cookie. Chocolate cookie.
Oreo.
Yeah. It's working.
It is. Now I'm craving Oreo and milk right now.
My job here is done.
Exactly.
So, Kim, you're in line to do something pretty big. Currently, you have been nominated, and you are running for tmea vice president. Can you tell us like why that is something you're passionate about?
Oh, well, I think the main part of the reason is that it is a way for me to give back to an organization that has made me who I am. I think that's first and foremost. Being a kid that grew up in small school, competed at small school, then went to large school and competed. And then started in middle school teaching band, learning the middle school, like how region band works at the middle school level, and then moving into the high school. So seeing all different levels of it and understanding different parts of the state. I've been fortunate, obviously, to grow up in East Texas, to teach in Austin ISD, which is an urban school district, and then to teach in Leander, and then now in Dallas. I've been in different parts of the state, and have friends across the state where there's lots of communication about what's going on in music education. And the one thing that is consistent is that music education is alive and well in Texas. And it may look different here than it does where you are, and it may look different, but at this end of the day, the whole goal is to make sure that kids have really great musical experiences. And so being the vice president is, it's one of those outlets where you can take in the state's opinions and you can take in their suggestions and you can bring it to the executive board and say, this is where we think music education is right now as we see it in our state of Texas. Are there adjustments that need to be made? Are there things we need to capitalize on? Are there voices that we need to listen to? And so I think in that capacity, it's a good place for me to be able to do that, just because I have those experiences across the state. And I have those relationships with band directors, because at the end of the day, relationships is what matters most, because that is what gets people to, you sit there and you're stacking chairs with your assistant. And if you have a good relationship, you're going to realize that you want to help that assistant because you know that they're doing that to help something else. Like it's, everyone just kind of pitches in, and when you've built the rapport that you have. And so I think building relationships with band directors across the state of Texas is something that I'm passionate about. It's something that I enjoy. I love getting to know people. I think that's the Southern part of me, is to be able to have those conversations, to ask questions, to engage people in what's working, what they have problems with. And that's why those committees form. That's why the Honor Band Committee meets every so many years. That's why the All-State Committee was put together. That's why the convention committees are put together of how do we keep going? And so being able to be a part of a small piece of that puzzle to then be a larger piece to help aid in those conversations, I think it's important. I think that there's multiple voices that need to be heard. And if I can help advocate for that and bring those together to come up to a good collaborative conclusion, then I think that's my duty.
And you've talked about how you've been in roles of servanthood, like when it comes to like helping with the convention and doing all those types of things. Like, how has that prepared you for like assuming a role if you're elected?
Well, the role starts immediately. The minute that you get elected, you potentially have a meeting the very next day where you're sitting in and you're debriefing how convention is going or / went, things that were positive, things that you want to look into. Last year I served as the band clinic coordinator. And one thing I took to Mike when he was the band chair at the time, now he's executive director, was, hey, it's going to sound really tedious, but we have to figure out the stand situation. Having enough stands in Hemisphere 1 and 2. If you're going to have a band in Hemisphere 3, having stands for that, but also these showcase spotlights, or people that bring demo groups, making sure that we have some backup things. And it's really interesting, that while that may seem like tedious, that's a really important part of someone that's giving a clinic when they walk into a room and they don't have what they need. The smallest of details is something that we discussed in the role that I'm serving in right now. It's getting to the nitty gritty of how do we make the convention seamless? How do we make it an efficient convention? How do we make sure that everyone feels that when they get there, they have what they need, everything is prepared for them, they have the support from the board and from the people that are helping them put it on. So we want to create that experience from the person that's just coming to convention for their first time, to the person that's coming for their 53rd time, to the person that's bringing an honor group or an invited group, or is giving their first clinic. Like tmea could be their very first clinic, and you want to make sure when they come in that their AV is working, that if they said they needed this, they have it, that the lights work. It's little bitty things like that that make a huge difference. And so that type of detail starts immediately from the last day of convention into the next meeting. And then you start with, you have to get the all state committee together of who's going to pick, because those books have to become available, right? So there's a lot that goes into it. You have to get your clinicians for the all state bands almost a year or two in advance. So you're working almost 2 years in advance the minute that you start, like trying to get everything ready. So you're not building for what's right in front of you. You're building for what's coming, and you're setting the groundwork for the next person that's going to come up and do it, because someone set the groundwork for you. So everything works in advancement of making sure that the convention is constantly successful, making sure that the band division is getting the needs met of what it needs from its constituents and from its members, and listening to those guys and presenting that at convention, or presenting that at region meetings, that, this is what's discussed, this is what we're thinking of. That's where when you can submit changes and things like that to happen, and it goes to the tmea committees. There's a lot that goes into it. Yeah. That's a really long answer. I'm sorry, but it's a
Oh,
lot.
no, that's fantastic, because I think because of your servanthood mentality, I think you have maybe a different scope, because I don't know many of the other nominees that are going out for this position as well, and I know you, and the thing is that resonates with me, is the fact that you have been already in a position to like work for tmea or volunteer with tmea, and so like what it's going to take to help improve the organization in that role, because like you don't know what you don't know, and if it's somebody who's stepping into this position who hasn't served on a committee for tmea, or has helped out with like the convention, or done clinic reviews or any of that kind of stuff, that is a huge undertaking to just jump in that side of the pool. I mean, I couldn't imagine, like, you're talking about everything that's happening for the convention, and I never knew about like all the things you're talking about. And then if I said, hey, you know what, I want to run for the VP position, and that's what I like jumped into, I'd kill over.
I would tell you to volunteer at convention.
Yeah.
If you want to run and you want to know what it's like, you start volunteering. There's always a need for help. you know like, you're going to go into your invited spotlight, and there's going to be someone that's going to be backstage making sure your setup's right, and there's probably going to be a couple of band directors to make sure you have enough chairs and stands. And then when something's not right, there's going to be someone there to try to help you make sure you have that. And then you're going to have your presider that's going to make sure that you know exactly what's going on. There's a lot of nuts and bolts that when the audience finally gets into the room, everything falls into place and you just do your thing, in terms of convention. And that's just one aspect of that job. Your main aspect is being an advocate for your peers and being an advocate for students and your communities and things like that. But in the convention, that's the nitty gritty of what you do in convention. And everything else is making sure the all-state process is kept up and it's fair, and the honor band process is kept up and it's fair. And when someone has a problem, or a school wants to discuss, how to do this or how to do that, you're supposed to be the ear, the listener. And I do think that is a talent that is given upon some people. And I hope that it's been given to me enough to be able to be a good advocate for those people.
Yeah. I mean, and you know this, but us as band directors, we are just as guilty about like not volunteering and like offering up the help, just as bad as our kids. Like, why aren't the kids picking up the stands or like picking up the chairs? Well, we're also just as bad. It's the same thing. Like at a region meeting, if you've ever held a position in a region, trying to get band directors to read their full emails for all the details of the upcoming event of a region band
It's
clinic.
impossible. It can't be done.
Yeah, it's all like, we have no room. Like I heard you complaining about your kid. Don't complain about your kid. You didn't read that email.
Right?
But like,
Yes. We all can do better at it, myself included.
well, and this is like the reason why, like, being able to serve is such an important thing. One, because I feel like it's really cleansing to the soul. Like, it makes me feel good whenever like I can give, and then it's like, huh, that made me feel good. Let's do more of that. Um, but I mean, you're right. I didn't realize how much went into the convention and like certain aspects until like we were selected as a spotlight, because it's like, oh, by the way, all your stuff has to be submitted by this time, January 5th. And then we have to review it by this time. And you need to upload your headshots by this time. And it is like, man, you want to talk about like timeline oriented, because like this is the way we operate. This is it. Because like we've been telling our kids about like tmea. I mean, we're 45 minutes from any larger city on any direction. And so a lot of my kids have never been to San Antonio. We've taken them to the state marching contest, but that's not the same thing as tmea. And I'm like telling them and trying to prepare them like, hey, this is a big deal. There are going to be a lot of people. And like, this is the exhibit hall. You're going to have time in the exhibit hall. Like, here's the situation. And this is how a kid asked me how large the exhibit hall is.
I understand.
Yeah. So this young lady, and she's very bright. She's very intelligent. She goes, can you fit a Walmart in the convention hall?
You can fit 3.
And I was like, probably
That's a good question.
Several Walmarts.
Good question.
Like, but that's the way she related that information, like to give her a scope of how big this like exhibit hall is. She asked, can you fit a Walmart in?
It's a fair question.
Yeah,
it is.
Yeah. And I was all like,
comparison.
all right. How many bananas?
Yeah.
But like, what was the other thing? Because like on average, how many people attend tmea a year?
30,000.
30,000. So the population of Gatesville is like 16.
Well, if you're including the inmates.
Yeah, if you're including the prison system.
Oh my gosh.
No, seriously. Like when you
on the
drive
population sign, it says 16,000, but how many of them are incarcerated?
9,000.
Yeah. They're citizens.
Because
it's true, and they're in the city limits. So
yep, they're part of the census. And so I had to tell my kids, like, the number of people who attend this convention is like 2 to 3 times the size, the population of Gatesville. And they're like, are you serious? I go, yes. I'm like, you have never experienced the number of people you're going to experience.
Right.
Because I remember my first time at Allstate, and I, grew up right next to Corpus Christi. And I remember going like, what is this?
The ballroom that you're going to be in Hemisphere 1 and 2 is gigantic.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the size of the high school.
Probably.
Because it fits like, what, 1,000, 1,600?
2,300.
2,300.
That's what it says on the clinic page.
Then that's what it is. If that's what it says, that's what it is. That's how many chairs they put out.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be similar to Lila. I'm sorry, is that supposed to stress you out?
Jose's about to have a panic attack.
Well, I was looking over my schedule because I make my schedule because I have a lot of events doing the job I'm doing, but I make a kgas recommendations for my staff, and I write down band clinics that I should go to. But I have on here for my schedule that while I am presiding over a clinic in Hemisphere 3, that I'm going to go through the back way just so I can come see you guys before the start of yours.
Oh,
that's so sweet.
So I can come see you next week.
That. Well, and like this is like also I'm running for 4A state rep.
I know. Look at you talking about service.
Well, the ATSSB general meeting is at like 2:00. So it's like 2 to 3.
We're gonna miss the meeting.
So yeah, or 2:30. It's like
I think it's at 2.
Yeah, they butt up right next to each other, so it's gonna be like, oh.
Do
But
you have a
I
button or anything?
No.
no.
I ordered buttons. Do you want one?
Well, yeah, I'll take a
Yes.
button.
Okay. It says I'm with Kim.
I'll be wearing that.
There you go.
Have
I'll
you ever
wear it
watched?
during our clinic.
Yeah, I mean, I'll wear it during the clinic.
I'll put on my badge.
Have you ever seen the show Kim's Convenience?
No.
It's a
Why do I feel
Canadian.
like this is not going anywhere well?
It's a good show.
It's a good show.
It's a
It is
different type of
it's
Kim.
yeah, it's a Canadian show about the Kim family who is Korean.
Yes, that would be Korean. Yes, Kims are
Oh.
Koreans.
Yeah,
Oh,
Koreans.
just
But
stop.
the man runs a convenience store in Canada, and it's called Kim's Convenience.
Look out.
It's a very wholesome show
Yeah,
too.
it's very wholesome.
Mostly.
Yeah.
Mostly.
Okay, I'll check it out.
So like Kim, what is like if you're awarded or if you're elected for this position, like what is your vision for this role?
Great question. I think it's to continue to advance what we're already working through. It's continue to make sure that the convention is serving the needs of the directors of the state, that the student experience from the all-state process is one that is equitable and transparent, and one that a kid feels that, the work and the play are equal, like it's worth it, because a lot of times I think it's continuing to advance and review the honor band process and how that works. Making sure that we're still meeting the needs of, because a lot of people, not everyone enters the honor band process. And one of my questions is, what holds you back from doing it? So what about the process makes because for me, when I think about the honor band process, I don't think about winning. I think about the journey of how I can teach a student to work to try to achieve a piece of music that maybe they thought they couldn't achieve. And if that comes across in a recording, great. And if it doesn't, it doesn't. And you just submit what you can submit and you hope for the best, with no expectation of what's going to happen. But I think that, not everyone thinks that way about it. And so I would be interested to see what causes people to not want to do it. Because I've got friends that don't want to enter it and they have the reasoning. And so I think to myself, how do we make it a way that this is an educational tool to help advance student achievement, regardless of what the result is, and just continue to evolve, because we're facing a lot of different times right now. We're facing economic things that are happening in our school districts that are well beyond our control. And the one thing that we need to pay attention to is that the data shows that what we do matters. What we do enhances everything that happens in other parts of the building. And so I think one of the big charges is making sure that that's still, when we're having legislative sessions happening where they're talking about funding, and making sure that we're being the right advocates for our constituents in terms of music education, and making sure we're giving the board the appropriate information of what's really happening in the public school systems, along with the private sector, because those are included in tmea as well. Is what does that look like, so we make sure that we are protecting music education. I think that's something important too.
Yeah. Well, and that's one of the things that I really appreciate about you is like your sense of transparency. Like when we started the pod, I was all like, hey, like anything that if you feel uncomfortable saying, you're like, I am who I am, and people are just gonna, this is the way I am, and this is what I exude. And that's something I appreciate about you, because that's not always the case. So I think you being in that role, I think there's, not that there hasn't been transparency beforehand, but I think that will be one of the things that will very much shine through with you in that position, is a sense of transparency and then kind of an open door conversation mentality. And like, I can tell you as a small school person that I appreciate and I is very welcome, because like me, like looking up to like you and like other people, it can be intimidating. I mean, I'll tell you that like the first time we asked you to be on the podcast, like I was a little starstruck, because it's like, it's Kim, like, oh, she's at Coppell. and you're great. And that's like a kind of a reality in certain ways that like we have to come down from, is like, hey, these people are here to help all of us. And if we just realize that they're just people trying to make the best experience for both band directors or music educators and students, then, we're all in the same, we're all in the same ship.
Yeah, I think so. And I appreciate that. Like, and I think it's a lot of times it's hard, like small school people, because I've only taught in large school, but I have so many relationships with small school because I'm not going to like some of my favorite times are still with my old high school band directors, and, one of my biggest mentors was Stuart Bird, you know, um, and when he passed, it was like a second dad, and thinking about how much I don't think a lot of people knew. Like we talked so much. He would, we would talk band, and he would talk to me about East Texas groups, and I would talk to him about my group, and I would play. I mean, like I play in East Texas March every single year. Why? It's kind of my tribute to where I came from. I think it's important to never forget where you came from. A funny story though about Stuart Bird, I think I can finally tell it without, any trouble, is he used to, I don't know if you know, like kgas radio. Have you heard of this? That
The
Oh
commentary
yeah, yeah, yeah.
the
for the
commentary,
marching
right?
show.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So that's my hometown radio station, right? And so for marching contest, and I think it's like region 4 and maybe 21 or one of those that's up there, one that has Gilmer and the one that has Carthage, right? Those two. Um, they go to the marching contest and they describe what's happening, right? Because it's radio. So the listeners can hear. Well, back in like 2017 or 2018, they were doing all the way through NAMBY to state marching contest. But some of the groups that they had to judge were corps style. And Carthage is obviously military style. Well, I get this phone call, and I'm at Glenn High School at the time. I get this phone call from Stuart Bird that says, hey, can you give me some things to say on the radio about these bands? And I said, it's not like a one size fits all, Stuart. Like, what are you talking about? Well, they were live broadcasting it like on the internet. So I turned it on. And as they're typing, or as they're performing, I'm typing him like, oh, you can talk about like their two, you can talk about their, floating left here, or like giving them terms, marching band terms that are not military style, right? And I find out that he's literally just reading my text messages on the internet. So then I realize it's like one or two bands in that he's literally just reading what I'm saying. So I'm now writing it as if he were talking and not like blah, 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 right? And this goes on for I have to do it 2 days in a row. I didn't even teach my band because I was acting as a moderator from Leander, Texas, while they were in wherever they were in, Jacksonville or wherever it was. And they were doing, and then they said, can we use these comments next year? And I said, no, this is
different bands.
This is specific to their show title. This is not a like to the rear to the trio from National Emblem. Like you can't, I'm not pulling a chevron or hibby dibby dobby doo, as Jim Jones used to say.
That's
it's funny. So that's one of my favorite moments about still kind of keeping my connection in is like, and every now and then I'll run into the kgas guys and like, you really should be on our show. And I was like, I don't know. I don't know if I should do that with you guys or not.
Your words have been on the show already.
Yeah.
So
they have.
There are a few places in Texas that like just do band different. And like East Texas is definitely one of them because like, I mean, like seriously, I whenever I hear, I know that marching contest is going on, I tune in. Like,
you need to.
I straight up tune in. Like
we have.
Yeah.
I love it. I love how excited they get for military marching band. I love when they attempt to try to tell what corps style is doing. Them flags, they do blah, 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 blah. It's just like, that is, okay, that we can, sure, that's what we're going to call that. They don't seem to have twirlers out, and they start talking about their uniform and things like that. But yeah, so it was interesting. I actually judged NAMBY state marching contest, like in 21 or 22. It was like a full circle moment where I came back, and Stuart had passed. And so I felt very like, it was like a poetic kind of like, oh, I'm getting to fill the shoes of something he taught me when I was a kid, rolling up his dress slacks, on the grass field, and just making sure that if your ponytail doesn't fall off, then you're not touring the rear fast enough. I have so many great memories of that. So I try not to forget that, kind of circling back to the small school thing. Like, I try to keep in contact. One of my dear friends, Chris Clifton, every now we'll talk, and I'm like, what's going on over there? Tell me what's happening in the world of East Texas. Because, in the movie in Bernie, apparently you need a passport just to go visit East Texas. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. Behind the pine curtain.
Yeah, behind the pine
exactly,
curtain.
Guys.
So have you been to a stump burning?
This is Jose's favorite thing to ask people about East Texas marching
Okay,
band.
so I don't know if you're aware, but Chris Clifton's been on the pod.
Yes, I have.
So he talks about how the NAMBY guys, all the directors, they really, I don't think they really do it anymore, but they, for the longest time, they would go somewhere and they would burn a stump, and they would talk about like the good old times, and like talk about trade secrets, and like how to do this, like, like a good old boy like system of like how.
I would believe it.
Yep.
My mom was a band director, right, in the first part of her career at Tatum. And I remember going to NAMBY as a kid at Texas A&M, like on Kyle Field when they used to do that and the Aggie band would perform. Like, I have vivid memories of being there. And then my brother marched in it. And then Kyle Field did a renovation when I was in high school. So we didn't get to march at Kyle Field. I think we did it at SFA.
Stump burning.
And then Kim went to Texas.
Yeah.
And then I went to Texas.
That's where you met Chris, right?
Yeah, that's what's funny is I met Chris at Texas, and then we had this big connection of being back from East Texas, and it's just kind of, I'm so proud of that man. I mean, he was in my student teaching sequence, so we went through everything together.
Chris is fun. He's funny.
Yeah,
he's funny.
He's a good time, that's for sure.
Yeah. Well, Kim, I do happen to have some other quick fire questions for you.
Kim has done some of our quick fire questions, but we've updated.
I'm ready.
Quick fire questions.
There's a few. I won't give you the whole entire spiel because you've gone through.
There's some good ones though.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm ready.
Okay, I'm trying to see if I'm trying to remember if I've asked her any of these.
Well,
that's the danger.
That's okay.
If it doesn't, don't worry because I don't remember.
That was so long ago now.
Yeah.
Some of these are new though.
Yep. So
okay.
If you could have dinner with any three people, who would they be?
Ooh, any three people.
Dead or alive.
John Philip Sousa, Whitney Houston, and Paul Revere.
Oh.
Whoa.
All right. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
The egg.
If you were a crayon in a box, what color would you be and why?
Periwinkle.
Oh.
It's a good neutral purple.
I do like periwinkle. People tell me purple's my color, and I'm like, I guess.
I've never seen you wear.
Because it could be purple blue. It could be purple pink.
Mm-hmm. I like periwinkle.
I would be purple matte. Purple.
Did you say met like metronome?
No.
The McAdams is black now, so.
They are black. Do you remember Digimets?
Yes.
Yes.
With the remote.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the Digimets were like the thing.
I was trying to say Purple Mountain Majesty, but here we are. It's fine. I can't speak.
It's okay. How would you describe your job to an alien who just landed?
Oh, to an alien that just landed. Probably something along the lines of manager of conveyor belt of ideas.
What is the skill you want to learn this year that you've never done before?
Playing piano.
I am so bad at piano.
Yeah, me too. My mother dropped me as a student years ago.
Do you have an instrument that you're just bad at?
Yes, the flute.
Same.
That's Jose's too. Mine's clarinet. I cannot. Man, I can't.
I'm not good at clarinet either, so
I can't do this.
Man, the flute, I don't know what it is. I just can't. I had to tell
Same.
that to the flute players the other day, and they're like, "Really?" I'm like, "Yeah." They're like it's hard. I'm like, "Get
It's
out!"
so hard.
Like, ugh,
It is hard.
ugh. If you were guaranteed the answer to one question, what would it be?
Who killed Kennedy?
Ooh, ooh,
Uh-huh. I can get on board with that.
man, I don't know if I would want to know.
I wouldn't know.
Ugh.
Like, who was behind it?
Yeah,
I wouldn't know.
that's a good question though. Like,
It's only that answer is only second to where's the plane.
True.
so Alexa checks in on the Malaysia flight all the time.
Well, I'm not trying to see if it's gonna arrive. I just want to see if they found
Well,
it yet.
I don't think it's going to
It's not
arrive.
They still haven't found it, right?
Correct.
Oh my
They're
gosh.
searching the Indian Ocean currently, the Southern Indian Ocean.
She's into that kind of stuff.
I have the map ready on my phone. I can show you where that boat is. It was docked last time I checked, but
Alexa has a problem.
I do have a problem.
If you had a time machine, what historical event would you go to and why?
Ooh, that's such a good question. An historical time. Maybe the Boston Tea Party. I just want to see what that was like. Like, really, we thought throwing tea in the ocean was it.
This is it. Tea.
I just want to. It seems
tea?
like a very important time in our history, and I'm just curious about what actually went down and whose idea was it to first be like, well, let's just throw the tea away.
Yeah. I'm just like, I mean, but you're right. Like, we're gonna throw the tea.
Yeah, who did it?
Just yeah. What's a bad habit that you wish you could break?
Biting my lips when I get nervous. I bite the side of my lip.
Alexa, do you have a bad habit you wish you could break?
I have so many bad habits that I wish I could break. Where do you want me to start?
I don't know.
I have a lot. I can't even think of one. I forget what I'm doing sometimes. I wish I could stop doing that. It probably involves like some Vyvanse or something, but just like starting a task and then going wildly off script. I do that frequently. What else? I don't know. It's a laundry list, I'm sure. Do you have, is this an intervention?
No, this is not intervention.
Oh, do you have something in mind that you would?
No, you're perfect the way you are.
Okay.
That's the right answer, Jose. There you go.
It's a facetious answer, but I'll take it.
I mean, I know what I would break. I know about
What? For yourself?
Yes. For myself, I would stop engaging with my phone mid-sentence.
Yeah, you probably should stop doing that. That drives me nuts when you do that.
Like I am one of those, like if my phone vibrates, I have to check it.
Am I in
it's
couples
always an
counseling
email.
right now?
You
A
might
little bit.
be. You might be the mediator. Could be it.
I mean, that's my bad habit. Like I am horrible.
He does
like,
it to anybody.
yeah, it doesn't matter who it is. If
He gets an email, he's like,
You're dependent.
like, he is.
Yeah. Well, I'm
Maybe
I'm
you
like,
need the cell phone ban. Put it in a little pocket during the day, and you
I
can't have
would-
it till the end.
I would vibrate out of existence.
I think that you have FOMO,
I do.
but you got to be present, Jose.
You know what? I'm going to text you sometime, and it's going to say, "Don't you dare look at this."
Please do that. Please do it.
I just
Don't you dare.
like she's just said it, and I want to check my phone to see if she like sent me a text. I'm like, ooh. Like I'm gonna during our clinic our spotlight, I'm gonna have to silence or like do not disturb my phone because
I suggest take
will.
your watch off and take your phone away.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to have somebody on like a stopwatch on me.
Enjoy the moment.
Yeah, I just like it's just a habit because I'm like such an advocate for quick responses, and that's like a customer service thing. So therefore, like when I get a message, I have to respond to it. It's just like a natural reaction now. Like it's ingrained in me, and I hate that. But
So
like,
just make sure when I ask you about which Paso Doble to play next year that you put it down.
Yeah.
you know, Brian Balmages has like a really cool Paso Doble out
No,
there.
I didn't know that.
I'm pretty sure it's a Paso Doble. It's like it's a Toros.
Oh.
It's cool. It's hard.
Some of his marches are tough.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's him. So, like, Kim, the last thing I really have to ask you about is what is Pumpkin up to?
She's snoring in the other room right now, but She's much older. She's grayer. She's going deaf and blind. But she's still a good time, and she still runs the world, and she gets whatever she wants from her mother. But she doesn't get to go to the band hall as much because of the construction. And now I'm scared to bring her because I'm afraid, because she doesn't see and hear very well, that she'll get lost in the building. So I got to wait for all the cameras to be working so I can follow her.
Does she have a letter jacket?
No, but she does have a jacket that says "Life is good, be cool."
That's like, I think Pumpkin needs a Coppell like letter jacket.
That'd be cute.
Well, I can make her one. I have a C, so maybe that's my next thing.
That'd
A
be
band
cute.
parent would probably do it for me, hands down.
You got to rhinestone it.
I'll do that for sure. That's my it's my clientele right there.
She'll be so trendy.
I mean,
Mhm.
I'd love it. I would love it. That's why. I
Okay,
asked
I'll
about
work
the
on
letter
it for
jacket.
you.
Can you get our dog a letter jacket then?
Which one?
Either.
Either one?
Are
No,
you-
I hate both those guys. No, I'm kidding.
That's
I
not
love both our dogs.
nice.
I love our dogs. They just drive me.
They drive
batty.
him nuts more than the children. The dogs drive him nuts. It's the
Mm.
opposite.
It's
for me.
it's one dog specifically,
The big one.
the big one, because he thinks he's a lap dog.
He loves you so much. He also has daddy issues because he tries to give you.
My dad's
Affection.
dog's like that. Buster's gigantic, and he thinks that he's like 12 pounds, and he can just do what he wants.
Also, they have the worst gas I've ever experienced from any animal.
Maybe we should like reflect inward on that one and think
Excuse
about
me?
changing their food.
Yes, he had to change her diet, and let me tell you, she's an expensive pup with her little indigestion dietary food
Oh
that
my
she has to
gosh.
have.
See, maybe that's a
Maybe,
avenue
I
we
don't know,
need to
but the
explore.
waffles will jump on the couch, and it's like, it's like, oh
Oh my
God,
gosh.
get out of here.
They're good dogs.
Yeah, they're good dogs. It's just like
The baby
oh.
has taken to trying to use waffles as a step stool. So we kind of have to police that a little bit. Waffles doesn't
It's
like
funny.
it.
Yeah,
Tries
no,
to
thank
climb
you.
Well, just love the animals. They're good for you.
Yes, they are good for
I
you.
do love them. They just are
We should
stinky.
take ours to the band hall.
No,
Bummer.
no, definitely not. That's how we end up with like a damaged instrument.
Yeah. Or waffles biting a student. or
Yeah.
something.
We already have a son that bites the students.
That's
So
true. That's true.
Kid's finger once because he called my mom a bad name, and I took a drumstick and hit him with it.
Ooh.
Me and Miss Shuttlesworth.
And my mom got on to me in front of him, and then afterwards she says, "That a girl."
Well, like, so I got a phone call from the teacher for Jonah earlier in the school year, and I have to say I had a proud father moment, because they're like, Mr. Sanchez, we want to let you know something. I'm like, okay, what did Jonah do? And they're
Right.
like, well, we had to tell him not to do this. I'm like, okay, what was he doing? Well, he kissed the girl in his class, and then the other girl that was sitting next to him also asked for kisses from Jonah. And we tell them that kisses are only for mommies and daddies.
Player.
Yeah.
I was all like, Jonah, you can't do that. But internally, I was like,
Well, a girl
That's
gave
right.
him a Valentine yesterday.
yeah.
Gave him
Already?
a yeah. A girl handed him a Valentine, and he was like, "Oh, thank you." And he
I
said,
was
"Mommy,
told. How old is he? What grade is he in?
5." He's in kindergarten.
Okay, so I was in kindergarten, and a guy tried to kiss me in the reading nook, and I slapped him. So I got called on that, and my dad said, "That's exactly what you should have done."
Good job. Yeah.
And then a boy that liked me, I didn't like him back, so he cut my ponytail off with scissors during craft time.
Trauma.
So I fed him glue and crayons.
I'll show you.
Apparently, I don't remember this, but my mother said my mother had told me there was a note and everything.
Oh, man.
Jonah said, "I think she likes me." The card said love on it.
That's cute.
We're at that point in his development. I'm like, all right, son.
Yeah, he stood a little taller.
Yeah, I bet he did.
He
Good for him.
stood a little taller.
He did.
He knew.
He knew.
Oh my
Y'all better
goodness.
stop that now.
How we end up in trouble around here.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's all I got.
I don't have anything else. I've exhausted all my knowledge.
Well, Kim, thank you so much for being on the pod. We look forward to seeing you next week at tmea, and
Yes.
we look forward to the results of the election, and see where the cards will fall.
I'm
But
with Kim.
I'm with you. If I wish I could vote in your election.
I appreciate that.
I wish I could vote in your election too.
We won't even be at the meeting.
Do you have to do? Is it in-person voting?
It is in-person voting.
Ooh, no hanging chads.
Won't be there to find out.
Yep. Well, that's all I got.
Well, thank you so much for having me on. And congratulations again on your invited spotlight. I look forward to seeing what you do.
Thank you so much. We're gonna do the thing.
We'll
It's
see
gonna
you
be
there.
great. It's gonna be great.
Well, thanks for listening to Band Yap. We'll see you next time. Bye.
We out.